guys. I am sorry that I am not there with you today, but I am there with you in spirit. So this is just a video to kind of go over and hopefully address any questions that might have arisen in class, in hopes that you feel more confident in what your goals are today. So first thing I'm going to do is open up the agenda. And so what you're going to do today is you're going to annotate your documents and organize your essay. I think that's going to take the majority of the period for you to really kind of think and analyze what enduring issues you see and what outside information you can add, and what the main idea of each document is, and then organizing that into a graphic organizer, which I will show you how to make. However, if you do have a little bit of extra time on Monday, then you can start watching the Play Pause It video on note taking. That would be step one. And then step two would be to start reading chapter 11 in your textbook. So my main goal for you is to annotate these documents and organize this essay. If you get to these activities, watching the Play Pause It, that's great, but I don't expect you to use this 80-minute block for that. I expect you to use the 80-minute block foremost to do your documents and organize your essay. So let's look at your documents. So your documents this time are graded. So if you look, it says Enduring Issues Essay, Classical Civs. So the majority of your documents are going to come from your classical civilizations, specifically the Qin and the Han and Rome. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is open this with Kami in order to annotate it. Okay, so what you're going to do is read through each of these documents. All right, so as you're reading, things to consider: source, right? Where are they coming from? Then you're going to write, not with the eraser, you're going to write main idea. All right, so after reading this, what's the main idea that I think I see? What outside information do I know? What else do I know about China during this time period? Can I define any vocabulary? Can I give context to any of this stuff? And then your EI. So what enduring issues do you see in this document? And like I said, a good self-check was, if I think that impact of technology works here, I need to go back and underline the sentence that would support the enduring issue of impact of technology, for example. That's just an example. So you're going to do this for each of the 5 documents: MI, OI, and EI. All right, you're going to do that for documents 1, 2, document 3, A and B go together. Document 4, A and B also go together, right? Meaning that you can annotate once for both, right? And then when you're writing, you can choose to write and cite document 4A or document 4B or documents 4A and B, dependent on what evidence you want to use. And then document 5, same thing, right? You're going to annotate for main idea, outside information, and enduring issue. Okay, so that is step 1. Step 2 would be to create the graphic organizer. So I'm going to go back to this presentation that I posted on Thursday, right? So once you have already annotated, right? Once you have annotated, what I want you to do is make a list. Which issue presented itself more than once? What issue do you feel most confident about, right? Once you've chosen your issue, ask yourself this third question: is this issue about a problem, or is this issue a solution to a problem? Okay. The rest of this information down here is all about the actual writing of the essay, which we can kind of go over on Wednesday when we have virtual class. These are just tips on how to write a good introduction, body paragraphs, how many sentences should be in your body paragraph, and what should go in your conclusion. So after you've annotated all of your documents and you've kind of figured out what enduring issue you want to write about, right? So I've chosen my enduring issue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create this graphic organizer. So I'm going to draw it right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 rows and some columns. Okay, so I'm using the guidelines right here in order to make my graphic organizer. So the first thing I need to do is identify my enduring issue. So let's say I'm going to choose, I don't know, let's say I chose impact of tech. I'm not saying that even works here. This is just an example, right? I honestly don't think that impact of technology does work with this document set. But I would write my issue here, and I would write a little definition underneath it. All right, so I would define it. All right, that would go right here, and that addresses this bullet point. Okay, I then am going to write down the document numbers that I would choose. So let's see, the 3 documents I'm choosing to use to prove the impact of technology are going to be document 2, document 4, and document 5. Always write your document numbers in order, right? These civilizations will always, that are being discussed in your documents, will always show up in chronological order, right? So if document 1, whatever document 1 is, that's the oldest event in history. And then you'll see that they progress and become younger and younger, right? So your most modern document's always going to be document 5. Your oldest document is always going to be document 1. So we write chronologically. All right, so I've written down, so I'm going to prove the impact of technology for these 3 civilizations in document 2, 4, and 5. I am then going to argue the significance of this bullet point, how the issue has affected people or has been affected by people. So I'm going to explain, so if my issue is impact of tech in this case, I would explain how the technology affected people in this civilization, in civilization 4, and in civilization 5. I am also going to discuss whether or not the issue was successful. Like, did it change over time? Did they become successful as a result from, I'm going to maybe create some transition sentences from, so when I finish my paragraph about the civilization in document 2, how am I going to transition to talk about, was this is how the Greeks handled, or Athens handled this issue. And then I would say, however, in Rome, the issue was handled differently, right? It changed over time, right? So really, this bullet point right here, how the issue is talking about how are you transitioning from your civilizations. And then the last bullet point is my outside information, right? So how am I going to, or what outside evidence can I support my argument with? All right, so this is how you create it. I will show you another example of what it would look like. All right, so ultimately you're going to create a graphic organizer, and it's a chart that looks like this. You put your issue and you define it yourself up here. You put the 3 documents you're going to write about. Oops, sorry. All right, you describe shortly how it affected people or has been affected by people, whether it continued or changed over time, and any outside information. All right, so that is your goal for class on Monday. You can see here next to your graded documents is the rubric of how you will ultimately be graded on Thursday. I do not want anyone trying to write before Thursday's class. All right, I am not even assigning you the essay until Thursday's class. All right, so your goal for class on Monday is just to complete your annotations and graphic organizer. And then if you have extra time, you can start your Play Pause It video. Do not go any further than that. Do not write the essay. We are writing it together in class on Thursday. Right? I am home, so if you need any help, you can email me and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, I will see you all virtually on Wednesday. Thanks.